Alright, so let's see if this bug is still here. If it is, then unfortunately we won't be able to do anything. Let's see. What was I struggling to open? Yes. Literally anything. So. And? Crash? See what I mean? Just freezes and then it crashes. Ah, god damn it. Alright, so I'm gonna launch into 4.16 because updating for 4.17 was a bad idea. Come on, 4.16 launch. There we go. Not two of them. And now 4.17 has some issues now. Major issues. Like it crashed our project basically. I have to either redo everything, which will probably just redo everything again at some point. I just need a good 6 hours to redo everything. Actually, we're probably gonna have to redo everything. Fuck, I can't even check how we did all of this shit. Alright, so basically we're just gonna have to restart this shit. No, it's okay. Whatever, we know how we're doing most of this already, so... Well, while we wait for this to load, let's just... Oh my god, this takes forever to initialize. So, how do we make a building system? I actually don't have too much time. I need to leave in about an hour, so I have about an hour to do a little project with you guys. So let's start off third person, I guess. Yeah, I guess let's start off. Actually, no, first person probably better. Yeah, let's do first person, no starter content. Actually, no, we'll probably need starter. Yeah, sure, that's fine. So this is our building. Actually, I wonder if we can fix this issue by changing. Maybe it's that. Maybe the issue is like in the fact that it has spaces and shit. Fuck, I wanna figure it out anyways. I really don't wanna have to redo this, that's the thing. I just really don't want to have to redo this. Something wrong. You for now. Alright, while we wait for this to load. How's everyone doing? Da -da. Ooh, today a new episode of Rick and Morty should come out. Come on, low. Wow, I guess that doesn't even twist. No, I need a piece of rope to do that. Dun, 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 dun. Damn, this loading. You're kidding. Could you load any slower? Well, of course not worth. One of them hasn't even opened. Damn, this is annoying. It's 96%. Come on, load, you bastard. Any day now. So, how are you doing? Oh, yay, fine. Something up the top. Okay, so this is our building system that opened. We're just waiting for our live thing to open quick. Actually, I guess I could switch these on. Alright, so basically, how is this building system gonna work? Well, when we free up some memory, I guess I can show you. Okay. So what we're gonna do is, in this case, because I'm doing this a very quick and dirty method. When we press play, it's gonna make a lot of noise and deafen me. Alright, so here we go. This is what we're gonna be shown. So then, if we shoot, we can shoot. That's fantastic. We can influence boxes. So this is the base game. So when we press the button B, it will build a thing. It will just make a random empty blueprint to build something. So what do we need to achieve this? Well, let's start off and create a folder and call this our building system. Then what we need is a couple of things. So we need a actor of building master blueprint. Right, then we need another actor of construction proxy. Okay, and then I think that's basically it. Damn, it's getting late. I need to get going soon. So what is our building going to need? Well, we need to know we're just gonna have a base, sort of like it's just gonna be a basic building system for now, because I only have an hour, and we'll extend this a little bit later. It's almost done loading, so we can crash it soon and have it crash and carry on with this. Okay, so here's our building master blueprint. So what it's going to need is a mesh. Needs a static mesh. There we go, it makes a static mesh. This mesh gets set on construction. Set mesh. Actually, I don't think we need to do that. There you go. So compile. Then what we need is we need to tell this building. So this will be a building type. Actually, we'll have to create a blueprints and enumeration and just call this building type enum. So this will store like our building types. So like we can have something like, we'll just call this I don't know, basic, and then we'll have like storage. So save, compile. So this is our building. I'm just thinking for later because we will need a building type. Compile, expose that. Okay, so then we compile and save. So the next thing what we're gonna need is to check this quick live. If main level doesn't open and crashes, then that error is not fixed. Was Gen? There's one of these that doesn't open. Yeah, it looks like it crashed. No? Still loading imports? Yeah, there we go, it crashed. I don't know. It just crashes. So I'm gonna have to either redo the project or just wait for a new version of the engine to come out. 4.17.2, that's what we need. Alright, so now we have some RAM empty. So when we create the building, we have the building type. Just save this map. So let's think. I had this all set out in my head, and now this heat is getting to me. So building type. So construction proxy is what we're actually going to be working with. So this is, we need a variable and call this as well, building type. So our building master blueprint is actually going to be what does the actual functionality, and this is what's going to do the actual construction. So building type enum. Okay, and this is exposed on spawn. Then what we need is, let's say like wood. Oh, I'm just going to say material needed, and this is like integer, and it's going to be an array of integers. So let's say like we have also instance editable and exposed on spawn. Okay, so fantastic. Now we need to find our first person blueprint. It is first person character. We're just going to do this all in the character. So if we press B, input B, it's pretty easy, I think, actually, the way to do it. So now what we need is material. Material. So this will be, we'll have like a material type function. I'm just going to do a variable for now. Okay, so we're going to have base material. We'll have like 50 of it, and then we'll have another one like 35 of that. So when we press B, what I want to do is I want to spawn actor from class. And what we're going to be creating is a construction proxy. Я тебе чув. Spawn transform, what we're going to do is we're going to get our first person camera. Going to do a get location. Now what we need to do is we need to do array cost first. So trace line trace by channel. So what we do is we're going to start the trace. Then what we need is get forward vector times this by, let's say, 1000. Then we need to add these two together in order to do the forward cast. So there we go, and this will be the end. Visibility, that's perfect. Access to ignore nothing. Draw debug type will be for duration. Actually, no. Persistent. So then what we're going to do is we're going to spawn the actor by class. We're going to split the structure pin. The out hit location is, now we need to create, make vector. I guess we just do this. Split the structure pin, out hit location, and the transform and rotation will keep normal for now because we're just doing a basic building system. Now, what are we creating? The construction proxy. So material is needed. We need to make array. So we need materials. Hey, original, how you doing? So let's say we need like 25 of just normal materials and 5 of the other one. Okay, building type will be basic. So that creates it. Now, what do we need to do in order to actually have this construction proxy act? So when we create the construction proxy, let's put a cube, like a giant cube. And what we need is we actually need to create a material for this. I'm going to create like a ghost material. Ghost image. So this will be, let's say, blue. Why not? The base color, what we need is a constant 3 vector. Let's do like a light blue. Here we go, light blue. Blue, full blue, a nice light blue. And then actually, I just realized we should have just done an opacity. This is a translucent, so opacity constant 1, and opacity for our material will be like 0.4. Save. I need to do this as quickly as possible though. So that's why I'm rushing along. I'll do like probably a full tutorial once we get this all sorted out and actually get it done, and then I'll do like a proper full-on tutorial. So construction proxy, we actually need a mesh, so this will be called mesh. We'll just do cube for now, and this will be ghost image. There we go. Okay, fantastic. Compile and save. So this is our construction proxy. So let's quickly see if that works. So boom, there it is. There's our construction proxy. And what we also need to do is change this to have no collision whatsoever. This cube must be a bit bigger. Let's say like 5K. Geath Barry, how are you doing, bud? By 5 because I want to make it big ass cube. Play again. So there we go. We created the cube. It spawned it. Great. So all we need to do now is just change where the hell it's found. So this is 250. Found on the floor now. Bam. Okay, there's our construction. It is created. We'll obviously have to do like floor checks and everything. So now let's say when we go up to it now, right? So ghost image, construction proxy, now we need to have some sort of sphere to know that we're in it. So a box collision, for example. There we go. So this mesh will have a box collision. It will extend 100 by 100 by 100. There we go. So when we're within this area, right? With our first person character. So now what we need to do is I want to say interact. Oh wait, no, we need a function, I guess, for that. Okay, so function will be called I'm going to call this one build. So this will be building something. So what we need is when we press build, in a sense, right? What I want to do is I want to grab the inputs will be our construction proxy. So this is our proxy, and this will be our construction. What do we call it? Because I misspelled construction. I go construction proxy reference. So this proxy, I'm gonna make a function here called also build or add. No, I guess build is fine. Build structure. So we need a variable, so something like current progress. It's a float, just a normal float, 0 to 1. Build structure, we need to get a branch. If current progress equals 100 or 1 in this case, so this means the building is complete. So what we do is we're going to spawn actor from class. The class will be let's just create a building quickly. So building master blueprint, create child. We'll just call this basic building 001. Okay, now we're going to create the cube frame. Shit, my bad. Static mesh. The class defaults. There we go. Static mesh. I guess cube. Yeah, perfect. It makes it a 5 by 5 by 5. Perfect. Put it 250 units up. Hey, the Black Angel SR 5 by 5. Thank you for the subscription. Okay, so it creates. So for example, build structure, compile. We need to also add what the structure we are building is. So build the structure, and then what we do is we need to say structure to build. So what this is, it's actually our building master blueprint reference. So spawn actor. Я знаю, я зараз прийду. Get class. Then we insert that there. So then what we need to do is get self, because we need to get our location. Get transform, get actor transform, insert that into here. And always spawn ignore collisions. So if we have finished building, we spawn the actor, and then we need to destroy actor self. So we're going to destroy the proxy. Okay, otherwise, what we do is we're going to get our self. So self. We're going to say current progress. We're going to set our current progress. We don't need self to our current progress plus 0.1. So we need to click. Wait, actually, current progress plus 1. But what I want to do is I want to say if, right? So if our materials needed and our undo that, I'm going to duplicate this and say materials in construction. Okay. So if our materials needed materials needed equals, can we not do like an equals compare? Can we do a compare? Oh, okay. So utilities array, insert length, remove index, resize. Okay, so I guess length. Should probably do a structure. So let's just think. Okay, we're gonna do something just very basic for now. Okay, so we're gonna have, when we create the building, we're gonna say construction proxy material is needed. When the fuck do we create this thing? Okay, event graph. We're just gonna do a single one for now because I don't want to complicate things right now. We'll basically expand. So we're gonna make like a base and then expand on it. So here we go. We need 25 materials to build this thing. So in order to do that, let's close this stuff that we don't need. Sure, save it. So we need 25 materials to build the building. Okay. So what we do is we're going to check get a copy at index is 0, right? Then what we need is materials in construction and get at 0. Not getting a reference, get a copy at 0. So if these two equal, right, then that means that we can start construction. So if they equal, then we can say set the current progress. Otherwise, what we're going to have to do is we are going to have to add materials. So I'm going to say like function add materials to construction. So add materials to construction, and then we're going to say like how much to add. Materials to add. This is an integer. So what we do is now materials in construction. We're going to get this. Set the array element at index 0 because that's our base materials. And item. There we go. Materials to add. So what we do is now actually I guess we should minus it from the player first. So on event graph on begin play, I want to get player character. We're doing this on the character now because we didn't really set up the project from the beginning to do this properly. So what we want to do is you want to cast to our first person character. Sure, it can be the normal cast. Then I want to promote this to a variable and call this our player ref. Okay, so what we do is we get our player reference. We're going to now set materials. Oh, we don't actually have that, so we need, where's our first person character? Material. Okay, it's just called material. So what we do is, where the fuck are we now? There we go. Get material. Okay, there we go, get material. So now what we want to do is we want to get a copy of our first material types, which will be our 50. Then we want to set the array element at 0 to our materials currently minus the materials we want to add and set that to that. Okay, so then what we want to do is we want to grab this same thing. There we go, we're going to grab it. And then we want to set the array element and materials in construction to that. Great. So now when we say event graph, actually build structure, if we don't have the materials, you want to add the materials, correct? So you want to add the materials to the construction. The amount of materials to add is materials needed, get this at 0. There we go, we're going to add the materials to construction. And then we insert the progress. So now that we have a little bit of progress and the materials and constructions are there, what I want to do is I want to actually print a string quickly. I'm actually going to print a string here. Print string. We're going to format text. So the format will be current materials over needed materials. So our, actually no, this is our, I'm just going to say player has current materials material. Okay, and then building site has building site material. Okay, so our target, there we go, and building site material, get a copy at 0 and compile that. Okay, cool. So now when we want to say build, we are basically going to check what are we overlapping. So the construction, okay, so first person character, when we are doing build, I guess, so what I'm going to say is if I press E, so input E, let's see, key, E, come on, there you go, input E. So when we press it, I want to build. So now the proxy that we do is this. We're going to promote this to a variable and just call this the newest construction proxy. So basically what this is going to do is this is going to say, okay, we can build one thing at a time. So the construction proxy will be here. We're going to obviously expand this later. So build, we're going to grab the proxy, cast to the construction proxy. Then I want to say build structure. Now the structure to build the structure to build. How do we set that? Let's just think. So first person character. So the structure we're going to be building is over here somewhere, isn't it? Oh yes, okay. So what we can do is on construction proxy, we remember we are actually doing the build structure, so the spawn actor is the class of structure to build. So now on the variables, we're going to say structure to build, and this will be our building master blueprint. There we go, reference. Okay, it's editable and it is exposed on spawn. So now when we create this, we're going to say structure to build is class construction proxy get structure to build. No, I guess what we need is class get class of objects. So we're just going to be building our base building 1, and then I guess get actor for this. Wait, hold on, we need to somehow pass the structure that it's building. So let's just think. When we pass the construction proxy, it can get well, I guess select select object there. Object, there we go. So select A, so it's gonna say our building 1. It's gonna select A. Cast to building master blueprint as a pure, and then structure to build. Okay, so there we go. So now when we build, what is dynamic cast? What's in there? No, I'm gonna still cast. So the structure to build will actually be as construction proxy get structure to build. I don't know why I'm doing this like this, but fuck it. We're gonna clean all of this up. So then build structure. So when we press E, now what we need to check is in this build structure, are we? I guess we could check first if we are intersecting. Oh no, this is easy. You do this, and we say on begin overlap. Now what we want to do is here as a branch, we want to say other actor get class if it equals to our first person player, whatever it's called, first person character. Right, so that's the first thing we need to do is that, or is this the player that we're intersecting? If true, is this actor cast to first person character? So if true, is this player saying build? Wait. First person character. When we say build event graph, here when we press E, I want to say is building. So is building. This is a boolean normal type. So when we press E, is building. Need this twice. Is building, set to true. Then a do once, not a delay. Do once. Completed, build, reset. There we go. Great. Compile. So now if we are building, right, so we can say is building, get is building. I guess then technically we don't need this. We don't need to call this build thing. Do once. Okay, so I'm gonna actually do this. Disconnect this, drag this over. On pressed, on released, it will reset. Set building. No, we don't need to do once either. Fuck, I'm doing this so wrong for some reason. There we go. So is building. So now we are building, and now this construction proxy. If we are building, right, then we need to say, is this a branch here? So if we're building, Then build structure. Structure to build, we already know. There we go. If false, then don't do shit. Great. So now, this is obviously a do once. This is where the do once comes in. Do once. And the false is when we're no longer building. Okay, compile. Now if we press play, I actually wanna, when we say build structure, add materials to construction, otherwise print string and just say building. Now I actually need to append the string, cut that, put that in there, set the current progress, there we go. Save, let's press play. This might not work because, as I said, okay, boom. Okay. E is not doing it, so let's see. So when we, I guess we can just do this. I'm going to drag this over. There we go. Okay. Okay, so this box is just not overlapping anything. Overlap all. Perfect. Let's try again. Is this actually overlapping now? Okay. I want to quickly print a string. Overlap. Save. Make this box visible. That's one thing I want to know. I don't want to hide it in game. Overlap, overlap, overlap. Press E. Okay, so first person character. E. Pressed. Print string. S. Building. True, false, true, false. Okay, so here we go. Let's do overlap, overlap, true, true. Okay, so it's sending the true. I guess this would probably be best if you just put it in there as overlap. What else can we do with this? Add event, collision, on. I guess we could technically say input E. So like here, keyboard E. There we go. I guess this would probably be better. So what we say is we set overlap to true. Overlap, first person. So now what I want to do is building, right? I want to disconnect this and this. Now all of this, we come down here. Here I want to promote to a variable is player building. We can have AI do this, we can have anybody do it. I just want to get this done so I can quickly go eat and I have to go to work. So E goes here. When we press, I want to, boom, I want to check is player building. If the player is building, then we build the structure. Okay, so there we go. We are in. Press E. Press E. Okay, I guess so now. Okay, disconnect is building. Disconnect that from here, I guess. Save construction proxy is player building. I guess then here. If true, then you want to say is players building. Otherwise, false, don't not building. Great, compile. Okay, so pressed B. There we go. Overlap E. E. Build, you bastard. Overlap it. Okay, it's overlapping. Okay, so there we go. We're going to go out of the overlap, go back into it, press E. E is just not being pressed. Maybe it's like some weird... Okay, I want to do a different key. Input Q. Sure. Press Q. I'm just gonna say build. No. Print string. Print string. Build. Okay, try again. Okay, so Q is it's just not picking up the fact that I'm pressing Q. Overlap, but no Q. Okay, interesting. Fine, we will do this a different way. We will then do it within our first person character. So here we go, we press E, we release E, we're no longer building, okay? Then we want to do a delete the string because we don't need it. We need a do once. Okay, reset switch. We want to grab our construction proxy and then build structure. Wait, we have this, don't we? Yes, we do. So we just want to do build. There we go. And the proxy is our new construction proxy. Whoops. Make smaller. Press E. Make it. Press E. There we go. Building. Site has 0. Building 1%, 2, 3, and 10. Apparently we have negative 400, but the building site is just not transferring the materials. So that's working at least. So now I just need to figure out where the materials are going. Set the array elements. Item. Okay, so what we're doing is we're setting the player materials to materials to add. So that's what we get set. And then set the item, I guess let's just do this, materials needed. Get the point in 0 and then say item. Try that. Building site has 1. Okay, so this is definitely building things. Build structure. Let's just check our loop quick. So if our current progress equals 1, we create the thing. Build structure. So why, may I ask, is the create the bastard. There we go, construction proxy. So build structure. Okay, so that was false. Okay, it's trying to constantly add materials to constructions. So materials needed, add 0. Okay, so that's adding it. Okay, wait, so set the, that's fine. What you're doing is materials in construction at index 0. We need to set the array to materials to add. That's what we actually need to do, which is basically what I was doing earlier. Compile. So now let's check we're spawning the proper thing with the amount of materials. I guess make array here as well and make it 0. I think that's what's probably causing the errors. Okay, so there we go, B. So we have 25, the building site has 50. Okay, there we go, perfect. Okay, so why did that not go where we wanted to? So build the structure. E. I guess equals or bigger to, because it's just not working out. Current progress is bigger or equal to 1. Perfect, press play. And now it fucks it out. Current progress is greater or equal to 1. Alright. Okay guys, unfortunately I have to get going, so we're gonna figure this out later. Maybe when I'm back tonight I'll see how things go. But thank you very much for joining in. I will see you guys in a little while.